Rise with India podcast on ET Now.
Good morning and thanks for listening in. This is the daily morning update from ET Now and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 24th of August. The Modi government plans to raise 6 lakh crore rupees by monetizing assets over the next 4 years, according to Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. The asset monetization pipeline will be spread across a number of different sectors, with individual ministries in charge of spearheading the plan, which will work in tandem with the National Infrastructure Plan that was announced earlier. The pipeline will include a variety of assets, including those worth 1.6 lakh crore rupees for roads and 1.5 lakh crore rupees in the railway sector, according to the NITI Aayog. Those two, along with power, will be the top 3 sectors in the monetization pipeline. The finance minister said that only brownfield projects were being considered under the pipeline and that ownership of assets will remain with the government, as there will be a mandatory handback by the private sector. India's southwest monsoon is likely to be below normal considering the present trajectory, according to private weather forecaster SkyMet. SkyMet is now forecasting monsoon rains at 94% of the long period average, with a plus or minus 4% margin of error between June and September, according to its updated forecast that was published yesterday. While the onset of the monsoons was on time, July saw a prolonged break and the month ended with below normal rainfall at 93% of the long period average. The lull has continued in the first fortnight of August, with pan-India seasonal rainfall deficiency at 9% till mid-August. In corporate news, Reliance Industries plans to create a super app by integrating the offerings of local search engine Just Dial, which it had acquired recently, according to executives who spoke with Economic Times. The one-stop super app is likely to be a marketplace of services and offerings delivered via in-house technology and through third-party integrations. The final contours of the product are being sharpened and will be launched as soon as the government announces clarity on the e-commerce policy, but the plan is to integrate it with Facebook-owned WhatsApp. The board of Eicher Motors reappointed Siddharth Lal as its managing director for 5 years starting May 1st, after revising his remuneration structure that was earlier rejected by shareholders. Last week, remember, the proposal for reappointment with a salary cap of 3% of annual profits was shot down by shareholders. The board has now approved a revised remuneration structure for Lal, which is capped at 1.5% of annual profit. In the latest COVID news internationally, the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine was given full approval by the US FDA in a move that could help the country bolster its immunization drive. Meanwhile, Singapore issued an updated advisory saying that employers can now ask staff who choose not to be vaccinated to foot the bill for regular testing and can exclude them from COVID-19 related medical benefits. In other international news, China has hinted at stepping up financial assistance to the Taliban-controlled Afghanistan, saying it will play a positive role in helping the war-ravaged country amid a global pushback to stop funding to Kabul until the Afghan militant group modified its hardline religious policies. And with that, it's over to Rohit Singh for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Rohit. How are we looking today?
Good morning, Alex. We saw some buying emerge at lower levels, but not enough to claw back above the recent highs. The underlying momentum remains bullish, but mid and the small caps are going through some pain. This being an expiry week, we could expect some more gyrations. The measure of volatility slipped below the 14 levels, and options data indicates a range of 16,200 to 16,700 on Nifty. While FIIs were net sellers of shares worth about 1,360 crore rupees, DIIs totally managed to offset it by buying shares worth about 1,450 crore rupees. On the Wall Street, US stocks got a booster from the full approval for Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine. Markets are also looking to the Federal Reserve's annual policy symposium later this week for hints on bond purchases. Oil managed to rebound with Brent clocking its biggest gain since March. Bitcoin prices saw $50 plus levels for the first time since May. Europe too recovered from their biggest weekly loss in nearly 6 months. Let's tell you about the active stocks this morning. Watch out for the asset-rich PSU names as the finance minister has unveiled an ambitious plan to monetize public infrastructure projects worth about 6 lakh crore rupees over the next 4 years. The government is exploring ways to allow telecom players like Vodafone Idea and Airtel to pay their AGR dues over 20 years and may seek legal opinion for a possible mechanism. Reliance is looking to create a super app by integrating the offerings of recently acquired search engine Just Dial. Vedanta has notified the government about a gas find in an exploratory well in Gujarat. Canara Bank is looking to raise 2,500 crore rupees via QIP, and the issue price has been approved to be little over 149 rupees per share. Indian Hotels has approved raising of about 3,000 crore rupees via rights issue. Eicher Motor has reappointed Siddharth Lal as MD for another 5 years with a capped remuneration structure. Investors in IPO of Aptus Housing and Chemplast could be disappointed as grey market trends hint at weak listing for the two issues. Recent IPOs are getting a disappointing listing as the sentiment in broader market is that of caution. But the index did manage to find buyers at lower levels. Chances are that we may spend some more time around these levels before a decisive trend emerges. That's all from my end. Thank you for listening in. It's back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Rohit. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
The Rise with India podcast on ET Now.